gathered around some of his engines. He gathered around Thomas, Percy, James, Toby, and Rosie. Thomas got a good idea. Thomas said, how about we make the superstation a little bit bigger? Like maybe a little bit, just so we can have more room? Sounds like a good idea to me, said James. Me too, said Sir Topham. Oh no, more work for me. Jack, Oliver, and Marion were filling up Thomas's cars, and then peep peep, Thomas ready to go. Thomas went and he went and he went. Thomas puffed up the hill, where Sir Topham Hatt was waiting for him. Good job, Thomas. We have our first delivery. I told you I had work to do. I don't like this. This is too much. Hey, Thomas, said Toby. Do you want a race? I don't want to have to do that all over again. Soon, Jack finished building the towers. The engines finally put the towers on the underside of the superstation. Good job, said Sir Topham Hatt. You are all working very hard. Soon, some more of the towers of the superstation had been built. Good job to you all, said Sir Topham, who was on the turntable. You have all done a very good job. I bet the superstation is almost done. Soon the superstation was almost completed. They just needed to make, all the engines just needed to make a couple more deliveries until it was finished. Sir Topham Hatt said, what a good job all you engines have done. The next day, Gordon needed to pull some goods trains. I don't want to pull goods. I don't want to pull goods, he said. We won't get the job done, said Edward, if you keep on behaving like that. I guess you're right, said Gordon. Gordon puffed along the track, but then he found James pulling coaches on the track. Oh no, he said. Oh no, said a nearby station master. I need to switch the points. Gordon puffed around the bend just in time, but to find Toby lying on the track. Gordon crashed into Toby's load. This surprised Toby, bonking into Percy. Ah, yelled Percy, monster! And he crashed into Thomas, who was delivering some cargo for the superstation. In the accident, Thomas had uncoupled from his cars, and the load toppled right on him. Oh no, said Thomas. I need to get repaired. Thomas puffed along the tracks bright and early the next morning. He was all repaired, and there was a new racing competition. The first up was Thomas versus Percy. Percy Percy was on the other side. He was ready to race too. Nia and Edward were the judges, and they said, "On your marks, get set, go!" Thomas puffed faster than he ever went. Thomas went faster than he ever went down the slope. He went super fast. Just before Percy sped slower than Thomas, but he still sped pretty fast. "Wow, Thomas," said Percy. "Those are some cool, fast moves." "I think that the steam works," said Thomas. "Maybe changed me and made me a little bit faster than I usually go." "I think you're right," said Percy. And the engines laughed all the way back up to the superstation. The next day, James was puffing along the track. "Oh no," he said. "Edward, look out!" "Uh-oh," said Thomas. "Edward, look out!" "What?" said Edward. Edward changed around the bend, and a nearby station master came and switched the points just in time that James came around the bend. "Oh dear," said James. "I'm going too fast." The trucks giggled with laughter. Laughed the trucks. "Yeah!" said James. James crashed right off the track. Wah, 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 wah. "James," Percy gasped. "I'm coming for ya." Percy got lowered down. "Quick, Cranky, I hope James is okay." Percy went off the raft, and he came as fast as he could go. Percy sped. "I hope James is okay," said Percy, to go help James, who was lying down nearby. "I'll help you, James," said Percy. Percy helped James get safely to the ground. James got closer and closer to the ground. Finally, James was back on track. James was sent to the steam works to be repaired. The next day, James puffed out of the steamworks looking as bright as new. But that night at Tidmouth, Thomas had a terrible nightmare. Peep, 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 peep. "Hey, watch it," said Thomas. "Oops, I didn't see you there, Tiny Thomas," said Cranky. "I've had it with this," said Thomas. "We've been over this several times. If I am Tiny Thomas, then you're Creaky Cranky." "No, really," said Cranky. "You're Tiny Thomas. You're a miniature engine." "I am," said Thomas. "Yeah," said Cranky, "you are." "Don't worry, miniature Thomas," said Harold. "I'll take care of ya. If I can just put you in your storage." "No," said Thomas. "No," said Thomas. It was just a horrible nightmare? Or was it Thomas was scared? It wasn't a nightmare. This thing was true. Help, said Thomas. It was real life. Oh man, said Thomas. I guess that was all a dream. I guess I really am a big engine, not a miniature one. So Thomas went to the steamworks so he could be repaired. Wow, Thomas, said Percy. You're looking all bright and new. Thanks, said Thomas. Now I've got to go on and do my jobs. Bye-bye, Percy. That afternoon, Sodor had its biggest annual race ever. Nia and Edward were the judges again. They said, first up, we have Spencer and Thomas. This is too easy. Engines! On your marks, get set, go! Thomas is in the lead! Thomas is beating me. How is this happening? Thomas came around. He came up the hill. He came up and up and up and up and finally his pistons had stopped pumping. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. I'm coming, Thomas. Don't you worry. Then the points switched. I'll help you, Thomas, said Percy. Don't you worry. Meanwhile, Spencer was catching up. Boo, said Spencer. Percy and Thomas got scared. Oh, it's just you, Spencer, said Percy. Spencer, gasped Thomas. We really need to go now. So, Thomas and Percy, buffer to buffer, pushed forward as much as they could. Spencer was getting closer and closer until he buffed into the back of Percy. Come on, go forward, he said. Go forward. Oh, but then he couldn't see because of Percy. Oh, I can't see. Percy sped as fast as he could, faster than ever, pushing Thomas faster than ever, faster. Percy shunted Thomas. He shunted him all the way to the finish line. But then he stopped. I can't go on, Thomas. I can't go on. Don't you worry, said Thomas, because I think I just got my power back. Thomas zoomed into the finish line. I won, he said. I won! I can't Spencer. Thomas beat me in the Sodor annual race. I can believe it, said Thomas, because I did it. I can understand that, said Spencer. What a lovely day it is, said Hugo. Soon Hugo decided to take a little nap. Hugo, Hugo, said Thomas. What's the matter, Thomas? Asked Hugo. Oh, said Thomas. Stanley told me that there's a flood coming in 10 minutes. Everybody on Sodor has to get up to the superstation. Oh no, said Hugo. I'll be there as fast as I can. Great, said Thomas. But then Hugo ran out of fuel. Oh no, said Hugo. I can't go any farther. The flood is going to catch me. Meanwhile, James was puffing along the railroad. He was looking bright and new. But then, Hugo, you're in my way. I need to get to the superstation before the flood catches me, said James. Well, I've run out of diesel fuel, so I can't go up. Oh, I'll help you, said James. Said James. Can't go to the... Don't worry, James. Don't worry, Hugo. I'll help you. I'm coming, James and Hugo. Don't you worry. James, said Thomas. Push. I'll pull. Okay, said James. Whatever you say. But with Thomas pulling and James pushing, it still wasn't enough. Maybe I should push too, said Thomas. That might help. So Thomas buffered up to James, and together they went on. Puffed Thomas. He was later, Thomas was getting nowhere. I'll try to push he said, but he couldn't. Chucked Thomas. Oh, he couldn't go. But finally, he got Hugo and James up safely, but they uncoupled and fell back down the track. Thomas and James could puff up by themselves. It wasn't a problem for them. Soon, all the engines had found a place to be while the flood was rushing. Then, I bet you all know why we're here, said Stanley. No we don't. None of us do, said all the engines. Oh, well, you know the blockers that block the mainland waters from getting onto Sodor? Yeah, said Emily. They got washed away by a rainstorm, so all the water is coming onto Sodor. And it's a big flood coming that nobody can stop, said Stanley. So it's very dangerous. We all need to be up here on the superstation. Then all the water stopped rushing. After the storm, the blocks for the mainland waters had been rebuilt and restored. And they were a lot more sturdier, so in a rainstorm they wouldn't fall down again. Soon, Thomas went back to doing his jobs, and Hugo went back to zooming around. The next day, then the cars uncoupled. The troublesome trucks fell down the hill. The cars went faster and faster, faster and faster, faster and faster. Spencer, look out! It was a beautiful day on the island when, as Cranky saw everything off the top of the superstation,